Welcome to Kieu Dung channel. If this is your first time here, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share to support me in creating more meaningful videos. This morning, the mountains are wrapped in a gentle layer of mist, drifting slowly through the trees like soft white silk. The air is cool, carrying the scent of wet earth and early sunlight. And today, we follow Sung Luen and her little daughter Kieu on a familiar yet demanding journey, one they take countless times, but never without effort. Each of them carries a small woven bamboo basket on their back. The baskets are simple, worn at the edges but strong, treasures passed down through years of hard work. Before they begin walking, Sung Luen bends down, tightening the strap on her daughter's shoulder. Her smile is soft and warm. "Are you ready, my child? Let's go before the sun climbs too high." The path leading up the mountainside is steep, narrow, and uneven. Small stones roll under their feet. The soil, damp from last night's dew, sticks to their sandals. Yet to them, this winding trail feels like an old friend. They know every bend, every rise, every patch of wild grass swaying in the wind. As they walk, the mountains awaken around them. Birds call from the tall branches. A breeze stirs the leaves overhead, brushing against their faces like a tender greeting. Their breaths grow heavier but steady, two rhythms blending into the quiet morning. After a long climb that tightens their legs and warms their backs, the two finally pause at the base of a tall, ancient tree. Its roots spill out like the hands of time itself. They sit down, and the relief on their faces is unmistakable. The air here is cooler, shaded, peaceful, like a small sanctuary offered by the mountain. Kieu leans into her mother's shoulder, breathing in deeply. Her voice is gentle but tired. "Mom, school yesterday was a little hard." Sung Luen wipes the sweat from her forehead, then gently smooths her daughter's hair. "Tell me about it," she says quietly. And so the little girl begins to share about her lessons, her teachers, her friends, and the challenges she faced. She speaks with tiny gestures, her hands moving as she described the things that excited her or worried her. The sparkle in her eyes returns bit by bit as she talks. Their conversation drifts slowly, naturally, until it arrives at a name that makes Sung Luen blush ever so slightly. CEO James. The man who has suddenly appeared in their lives like an unexpected chapter in a book they didn't know they were writing. With a shy but fond smile, Sung Luen tells her daughter about him, how he had taken her to try food she had never even dreamed of eating, how he had asked her about her life, her worries, her hopes. And then softly, she says, "He wants to meet you someday, you know. He said he wishes he could take you out, to eat good food, to explore places you've never been. He said you deserve joy too." Kieu's eyes widen with surprise. "Really? He said that?" "Yes," her mother replies, her voice warm. "He was very sincere." For a moment, they sit quietly, letting the wind carry their unspoken feelings, hope, curiosity, and a warmth neither of them expected. Then the little girl smiles, resting her head again on her mother's arm. "I think he sounds like a good person." And Sung Luen nods slowly, her heart touched by the innocence and trust in her daughter's voice. Above them, sunlight breaks lightly through the branches, scattering golden patches onto the ground. Birds flutter past. The gentle silence around them feels like a blessing, one of those fragile, fleeting moments that make the hardships of life feel just a little lighter. After a while, they rise again. The mountain awaits, and so does the patch of vegetables they've tended for years. With baskets on their backs and renewed strength in their hearts, they continue on their path. Two silhouettes moving upward through the quiet morning. When they finally arrive, a breathtaking sight opens before them. A wide garden of vegetables glowing in soft shades of green. The rows of mustard leaves stretch out like gentle waves, each leaf crisp, full, and shimmering as though wrapped in a thin coat of morning dew. The air carries a faint scent of clean soil mixed with the warmth of early sunlight, a fragrance that feels like home. Mother and daughter stand for a moment, simply taking in the calmness of the place. Here, the world seems slower, kinder. No noise from the market, no pressure from daily worries, just the quiet heartbeat of the mountains surrounding them. Then, with practiced ease, they begin their work. Sung Luen steps forward first. She crouches down, her knees sinking slightly into the soft earth. Her hands shaped by years of labor, yet still gentle, reach toward the base of a vegetable plant. Carefully, she separates the stems, holds the root firmly, and lifts it from the soil. A few grains of dirt cling to the bottom, sparkling faintly in the sunlight. She gives the root a gentle shake, letting the earth fall back exactly where it belongs, before placing the fresh bundle into the bamboo basket. Beside her, little Kieu eagerly mimics her mother. Though small, she is agile and full of energy. Her movements are quick but careful, and her cheeks glow with childish excitement. Every now and then, she giggles softly, sounds that flutter through the field like tiny birds. "Mom," she chirps, her voice filled with delight. "The vegetables look so beautiful today." Her mother chuckles, glancing at her warmly. "They do, don't they? Maybe today will be a lucky day." The wind seems to respond, sweeping gently across the garden. Their laughter blends with the whisper of leaves, creating a melody so peaceful it feels almost sacred. The mountains stand quietly around them, tall and protective, as if watching over their small but precious routine. They move from one row to the next, never rushing, never slowing, just steady, like the rhythm of a heartbeat. The sun rises a little higher, casting soft golden streaks across their backs. Shadows shift and stretch along the ground, dancing with each movement they make. Sweat starts to gather on their brows, forming small beads that glisten like pearls. Every few minutes, Sung Luen wipes her forehead with the back of her hand, then continues. Her shoulders ache slightly from bending, while her palms grow tender from pulling plant after plant. Yet there is no hint of complaint on her face, only quiet determination. For her, each vegetable is more than food. It is survival, hope, and the promise of another day. Kieu too begins to feel the strain. Her small fingers grow tired, and she pauses to stretch her arms. Still, she smiles, always trying to help more than she can, wanting to ease her mother's burden, even just a little. Sometimes she leans closer to her mother, whispering something funny she observed. A crooked leaf, a worm trying so hard to hide, or a bird perched awkwardly on a branch. Each time, her mother laughs softly, and for a few seconds, the fatigue melts away. They continue working as sunlight filters through the clouds above. Every handful of leaves dropped into the basket creates a soft rustling sound, a sound that marks their effort, dreams, and persistence. The garden becomes alive with movement, the gentle bending of stalks, the flutter of their sleeves in the breeze, the crunch of soil under their knees. Hours may feel long, but moments feel peaceful. Because in this quiet corner of the mountain, the world is simple. It is just a mother and daughter working side by side, two hearts connected by love and necessity. As time passes, their baskets slowly fill. The vegetables pile up, layering shades of bright jade green. Even though their hands are cramping and their backs growing stiff, their eyes continue to shine. There is something deeply hopeful in the way they work, something that speaks of resilience, born not from ease, but from hardship. Both of them silently carry the same thought. If today's harvest sells well, life will be a little softer. Just a little. Enough perhaps for food, enough for school supplies, enough to patch up tomorrow. And in that hope, they keep going. The mountain air grows warmer. Tiny insects buzz faintly around the leaves, dancing lazily in slivers of sunlight. High above, a bird lets out a sharp, clear call, as if cheering them on. The wind carries the fresh scent of soil deeper into the field, brushing against their hair and cooling their sun-warmed skin. Every so often, the mother glances toward her daughter, checking whether she's too tired, too hot, or overwhelmed. But each time, she finds the little girl still smiling, still determined. That smile gives Sun Luen strength in return. Their soft conversations continue quietly. "Mom, do you think we can sell all of these today?" "We'll try our best, my dear. The rest, the mountain will decide." "I want to help you sell at the market too." "You already help more than you know." Such simple exchange, yet filled with warmth and tenderness. Little by little, the garden around them grows smaller as they finish row after row. The once vast stretch of green becomes a patch they have conquered through effort and steady hands. Even though time passes slowly, every second feels meaningful. Because every leaf they pick represents more than work. It represents their bond, their courage, and their hope for a better future. By the time the morning sun stands high enough to cast strong shadows, they are near the end of their harvest. Their movements slow slightly, but not because of fatigue alone. It is the kind of slowing that comes with fullness, with knowing they've done their best. Their baskets now brim with fresh vegetables, filling the air with the gentle fragrance of clean greens. Looking at the pile, both of them feel a small flutter of pride. A long breath rises from the mother's chest. A soft sigh escapes the daughter's lips. And together they share a quiet smile. For the past hours, this has been their world. Two figures working steadily. Two hearts sharing both burden and joy. Two souls adding warmth to the peaceful mountain morning. And long after they leave, the gentle echo of their laughter will linger across the silent garden, carried by the wind, settling into the soil like a blessing. With their bamboo baskets now filled to the brim with fresh, crisp vegetables, the two tie the bundles securely, making sure nothing will spill during the journey down. The weight is heavy, but familiar, like a companion they have grown accustomed to over the years. They take their first steps onto the long, narrow trail leading back toward the village. The path descends steeply, twisting like a ribbon laid across the mountainside. Yet neither of them hurries. They move slowly, deliberately, placing each step with quiet patience. The mountain, after all, demands respect and rewards only those who walk it with care. The midday sun begins to settle above them, casting a soft, golden glow across the forest. Light filters through the leaves in gentle streams, brushing their faces with warmth. With every step, the baskets bounce lightly against their backs, making a soft thumping sound that blends with the rustling grass. As they reach the market, the familiar sounds of daily life rise to greet them. Vendors call out their prices, children weave through the aisles with small baskets of their own, and the air vibrates with the mixture of chatter, footsteps, and the distant rumble of motorcycles rolling past. This place, busy, colorful, imperfect, has become a second home to Sung Luen and her daughter. They walk to their usual spot near the corner, where a patch of shade from an old awning rests over the dusty ground. Without hesitation, Sung Luen kneels down and spreads out a piece of worn nylon. The fabric has traveled with her through many mornings like this one, carrying the memories of every vegetable sold to keep their little life going. One by one, she begins placing the bundles of fresh greens onto the mat. The vegetables look exceptionally vibrant today. Crisp edges, strong stems, and a natural shine that only mountain-grown produce possesses. Their freshness draws attention immediately. Within moments, two women approach. "Mountain vegetables? No chemicals, right?" one asks, leaning closer. Sung Luen smiles, nodding gently. "Completely natural, grown up in the high fields." The women inspect the leaves, impressed by their color and texture. "I'll take 3 bundles," one says, "and I'll take 2, the other adds. Money exchanges hands. Small, folded bills passed from palm to palm. It is not much, but to Sung Luen, each note is precious. It is school textbooks. It is a warm meal. It is another day made possible. Word spreads quickly among the vendors nearby. Fresh greens from the mountain rarely last long in this bustling market. People trust them. They know the vegetables are clean, untouched by chemicals, grown with nothing but patience, sunlight, and the hard work of a mother and her child. Soon, more women walk over, lifting the leaves, feeling their texture, nodding approvingly. The pile of vegetables begins to shrink. The weight on Sung Luen's shoulders grows a little lighter with each sale. Beside her, little Kieu Dung sits patiently, watching the crowd with curious eyes. Her stomach rumbles softly. She has been working hard since morning, and the smell of food drifting from nearby stalls makes her mouth water. To the left, a vendor rotates skewers of roasted meat, their surfaces glistening with fat that sizzles in the heat. To the right, a man sells sausages, their smoky aroma weaving through the air, wrapping around the mother and daughter like an irresistible invitation. When the rush of customers slows, only a few bundles of vegetables remain. Sung Luen looks at her daughter and notices the way she keeps glancing toward the sausage stall, her eyes following each movement as if magnetized. With the small amount of money they have earned so far, the mother stands up and heads to the vendor. 2 sausages, please, she says softly. The vendor wraps them in thin paper and hands them over, still steaming. When she returns, she places one in her daughter's hands. Kieu Jung's entire face brightens. "Mama, for me?" "For you," her mother replies, brushing a few strands of hair from the girl's forehead. "You've worked hard today." The little girl takes her first bite, and her eyes close with joy. Warm, smoky, tender, something simple, yet to her it feels like a small celebration. She eats slowly, savoring every bit, trying to make the moment last. The mother watches her child with a tenderness that softens her whole expression. In that moment, the noise of the market seems to fade away. All she sees is her daughter's happiness. But the day is not over yet. They return to their mat and settle back into their spot. People continue to pass by, the elderly moving with slow, thoughtful steps, children racing each other through narrow aisles, men carrying crates on their shoulders, women balancing baskets full of spices or flowers. The marketplace feels alive, constantly shifting, breathing like a vast organism. Yet despite the movement, despite the noise, it takes time for the last few bundles to find their buyers. Mother and daughter sit quietly, waiting with patience carved from years of necessity. Minutes stretch on. The sun climbs higher, warming their backs. The shadows grow shorter. The crowd thickens as more buyers arrive during the late morning rush. And then finally, a woman approaches. She is middle-aged, with gentle eyes and an expression that suggests she values good food and honest work. "Are these the last ones?" she asks. "Yes," Sung Luen replies softly. "Just a few bundles left. I'll take them all." The words fall like a blessing. Relief washes over the mother, and even little Kieu Dung straightens up with excitement. To sell everything, is a small victory, but to them it feels like a mountain has lifted off their shoulders. They bow their heads slightly in gratitude. "Thank you," the mother says, her voice warm. "Thank you," the daughter echoes shyly. With the final sale complete, they begin gathering their things, folding the nylon sheet, dusting off their hands, securing the empty baskets. The marketplace continues swirling around them, vendors calling out prices, customers bargaining, the smell of food drifting in waves. But to the mother and daughter, the world feels a little lighter now, a little kinder. They stand up together, preparing for the walk home. Their earnings for the day may be modest, but they are enough. Enough for food, enough for school, enough to keep going. And as they step away from their little spot, a soft breeze brushes past, carrying with it the lingering scent of fresh vegetables and warm sausage. It lifts the loose strands of their hair and cools the sweat on their skin. Side by side, hand in hand, mother and daughter walk back through the bustling market, their hearts full of gratitude, full of hope, full of the quiet, unwavering belief that tomorrow, with effort and love, will be just a little brighter. And as they leave the noise behind, their small silhouettes disappear slowly into the sunlight. Two figures bound by love, by struggle, and by the simple but powerful dream of a better life.